can do this all day.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Time travel test, here we go.
You can see Avengers Endgame again.
Gosh.
And again.
It's baby.
He'll grow.
And again.
Somebody peed my pants. Time travel.
Oh my God.
Shattering records across the globe.
Part of the journey is the end.
Be a part of cinematic history.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Avengers Endgame, now playing.
It's powerful being on set with these people. It's been almost a 10-year journey. I couldn't imagine a better group of people to be sharing this ride with. Everyone was kind of swimming in the same direction, and before you knew it, it was like just kind of like a crew team. Everyone's rowing in rhythm, and we're flying.
How are you guys planning on beating that?
Together. I have a really, really deep sense of gratitude and joy.
You trust me?
I do.
I just saw a couple scenes from this film cut together, rough cut, and you get choked up. You know, they're not even emotional scenes, but I was getting choked up, and it is because of this journey.
Some people move on, but not us. Not us.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. This is going to be my Captain America video because it's Chris Evans' birthday in real life. So say happy birthday to Captain America, and to talk about the future of the Captain America character and Chris Evans, Steve Rogers' character within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because the Russos did say a little while ago before Endgame came out that Chris Evans was not done with Marvel, and you would find out what that means after you see Endgame. So this is the clip of them talking about that.
I think it was more emotional for him than us, only because, he's not done yet. So, and I won't explain what that means, but the audience will soon understand what I'm talking about.
Since Endgame has come out, we actually know what that means now, so I'll break everything down. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the Marvel videos. We're doing a giveaway for Spider-Man Far From Home tickets too. All you have to do to enter that is just leave a comment about Spider-Man or Captain America on the video. First thing though, I love some of the questions that he's answering there. Like, he doesn't have a full copy of a Captain America costume. He didn't say which one he wants to steal, so I'm assuming either the brand new comic book looking scale armor or the classic Avengers, the original Avengers costume. Because the Captain America Civil War one was pretty cool, and he said he kind of hated the original Captain America costume, the very cloth-looking one during the first Avenger.
You play ball with us, you'll be leading your own platoon in no time. Take the shield.
During that Captain America versus Captain America fight, if you guys didn't know, they did make subtle changes to his helmet since the original Avengers movie. So the original version of the helmet did this weird thing where it covered his ears. Chris Evans said he hated it on set when they were filming with it because he couldn't hear anything that anybody was saying around him. It just made things way more difficult than they needed to be. So by the time we got to Winter Soldier, they redesigned it so that it didn't cover his ears anymore. The other minor differences you may have noticed between older Captain America and younger Captain America is, as you can see all the city miles on old Captain America. He's just wearier, sadder. He even swears more. You gotta be shitting me. Just because of all the crap that he's been through since this original Avengers movie. But the big stuff about the future of Captain America, I know this is the important stuff. What's gonna happen with Chris Evans in the MCU if Captain America is really old right now? Will they ever tell the story of what happened to Captain America after he went back in time? So this is all about what the Russos were talking about when they said that Chris Evans was not done with Marvel after Avengers Endgame. There are a couple things that have been confirmed, and then there are a couple things that are rumored that we'll probably find out about real soon. The stuff we know that is happening is that he's coming back to direct episodes of the Avengers spin-off shows during Marvel Phase 4. The Falcon Winter Soldier series with Falcon taking up the mantle of Captain America, the Scarlet Witch Vision show, the Loki show, the rumored Hawkeye show that they haven't absolutely confirmed yet, but that we all are pretty sure that they're making. He's even coming back for a Marvel What If animated show to provide his voice for Steve Rogers because it's animated, so he doesn't have to go on screen as Captain America. But the first episode they revealed is going to be what if Steve Rogers had gotten an Iron Man suit made by Howard Stark and Peggy Carter had gotten the Super Soldier Serum. So Haley Atwell is also coming back to do the voice of Peggy Carter for that episode. There are rumors that he might come back to cameo a couple times as old Captain America in future Avengers movies to dole out a little bit of wisdom, but obviously he's going to stay really old. So if he comes back as a young version of Steve Rogers in a future Avengers movie, it would either be a Secret Wars situation where you have an alternate reality Captain America coming into our reality, or it's one of those Spider-Man Far From Home funny advertisements that they play that he recorded a long time ago. Like, oh, look at this funny clip of Captain America doing PSAs.
So, you got detention. You screwed up.
The Russos and the writers have also hinted that they might tell the story of what happened to Captain America after he went back in time to return the stones, because there's this whole untold history and he just shows up on the bench as a super old man. Like, what happened during all those missing years when he was married to Peggy Carter, having those 2 children. The cool thing that the Russos and the writers talked about is that if you remember the Winter Soldier scene with old Peggy Carter, who was having memory problems, she would fade in and out, recognize Steve. Oh, for a minute, I remembered everything. That the secret husband that we never learned about that she had been married to once was Steve Rogers, and they just kept it really quiet on the DL, and her 2 children were Steve Rogers' children. It's just that in this scene, our Captain America hadn't experienced that yet, so obviously he didn't know anything about it. He just assumed that she got married to someone else. And that every once in a while, when Peggy Carter would be lucid and remember everything, she would remember that Steve Rogers was her husband and she had a life with him. Oh, for a minute, I remembered everything, but then it would fade back out as her memory problems would flare up. They claim that they always intended to pay it off that way, but I think it's a bit of a retroactive Easter egg, like saying the little kid in Iron Man 2 wearing the Iron Man mask was really Peter Parker, when they didn't quite plan it out that way when Iron Man 2 was being made, but later on, it just makes sense that it would be Peter Parker. So then later, Kevin Feige ratifies it as official canon. Yes, that little kid was Peter Parker before he became Spider-Man, so he's always been a Tony Stark fan. But beyond those projects that I mentioned, and maybe coming back once or twice as old Cap to give some advice to Falcon's new Captain America as he's trying to take on the mantle, I'm not expecting a whole lot from him during Phase 4 in front of the camera. Most of Chris Evans' future with Marvel in the next, say, like 3 to 4 years is going to be behind the camera. But the really cool thing is that Chris Evans is a total dude and he is totally happy to do funny promos, so it's always possible that he puts back on the Captain America suit for a really quick promo.
Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing.
This is that clip of Chris Evans, though, talking about his last day on set at the big Comic-Con panel a little while ago.
I think
you
it was
can, you can.
Well, it was a line. I think it was a line to. No, what was my last line?
He was overwhelmed with emotion.
Well, it was it was reshoots. So you're doing these little picks and pops, and it's these little. It's just little things that they need. It might have been a line to Paul Rudd. He wasn't there, but it was a stupid line. The line wasn't memorable to me. The day was more memorable than the line.
Now, because we've seen Endgame, we actually know what he's talking about when he said all those things. Let me know in the comments, though, big question for you guys. Where do you want Captain America, Steve Rogers, to pop back up again in the MCU if it's not going to be for another 3 or 4 years? This summer, Marvel is supposed to have a really big Comic-Con panel. We'll probably get a Phase 4 schedule. If we don't get it there, then we'll get it at D23. But most of the trailers and the teasers for the Disney Plus streaming service will drop at D23. So of course I'll do videos for all that stuff, but the Avengers Endgame Blu-ray is going to drop right after Comic-Con, so we'll get a whole bunch more deleted scenes and bonus features, so I'll break that stuff down too, but leave all your requests in the comments below. While you wait for everything, you can click here for that brand new Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, and you can click here for all my Avengers Endgame Easter eggs. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys